أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge to Allah, the Lord of the whole universe, from accursed Satan. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the kind, the caring. The most beautiful story. These are the verses of a clear book. We have sent it down as an Arabic Quran so you may understand. We will tell you the most beautiful story by revealing to you this Quran, a story of which you were unaware before. Young Yusuf's dreams. Consider when Yusuf said to his father, "My dear father, I saw 11 stars, the sun and the moon, all prostrating before me." Jacob said, "My dear son, don't tell your brothers your dream. They will hatch a plot against you. Satan is a sworn enemy of humanity. This dream shows your Lord has chosen you, will teach you interpretation of dreams, and fulfill his favor on you and the family of Jacob, just as he fulfilled it on your forefathers Ibrahim and Ishaq. Your Lord is knowing, wise." The brothers hatched a nasty plot. In the story of Yusuf and his brothers, there are signs for the questioners. When the step brothers whined, "Our father loves Yusuf and his brother more than us, even though we are a large group. Our father is obviously mistaken." "Kill Yusuf," said one of them, "or get rid of him in a far off land. So you will have your father's full attention. Afterwards, you can be good." Another spoke out, "Don't kill Yusuf. If you are determined to do something, throw him into the bottom of a well. Perhaps a passing caravan will pick him up." So they said, "Our father, why don't you trust us with Yusuf, though we are insincere about him? Tomorrow, send him with us so he may enjoy himself and play, and we will take good care of him." Jacob said, "The mere thought of you taking him worries me, and I am afraid that a wolf might snatch and eat him whilst you are not paying attention." They said, "How could a wolf eat him when we are a large group? Then we would be losers." Yusuf accompanies his brothers. So, having taken them, they agreed to leave him at the bottom of a well. We inspired him. One day we will tell them about their conspiracy at a time when they least expect it. That late evening they came to their father crying, saying, "Our father, we went off to raise one another, leaving Yusuf with our belongings, and the wolf came and ate him. Though we are telling the truth, You won't believe us. They, then they showed his shirt, stained with false blood. Jacob said, "You have made all this up. I will bear patiently. Patience is a beautiful quality. Allah is my only supporter against what you describe." Yusuf sold as a slave. Along came a caravan, sending their water bearer on ahead. As he lowered his bucket, he shouted, "Great news! There is a boy here." Then they hid him with their goods, but Allah was aware what they did. They sold him for a paltry price, a few silver coins, because they were not interested in him. The Egyptian who bought him said to his wife, "Look after him well. He could be useful to us, or else we could adopt him as a son." That's how we settled Yusuf in the land of Egypt and taught him to interpret dreams. Allah had complete control of Yusuf's situation, but most people are ignorant. When he reached maturity, we gave him wisdom and knowledge. That is how we reward the righteous. The captain's wife tries to seduce Yusuf. The lady in whose house he was living tried to seduce him, bolting the doors and saying, "Come here." "Allah forbid," he said. "My master has given me a good home, and in any case, wrongdoers never succeed." She lusted for him, and he would have desired her too if he had not seen overwhelming proof from his Lord. That was how we deflected the evil and indecency away from him. He was one of our devoted servants. They raced to the door, and she tore his shirt from behind. There at the door, they bumped into her husband. "What should be the punishment for someone who wishes to harm your family?" she cried. "Except imprisonment or torture." Yusuf cried out, "She is the one who tried to seduce me. A member of her household recommended, if the shirt is torn from the front, then she is telling the truth and he is lying. But if the shirt is torn from the behind, then she is lying and he is telling the truth." When her husband saw the shirt was torn from behind, he said, "This is a cunning scheme of yours. It's a big trick." Yusuf overlooked this and told his wife, "Seek forgiveness for your sin. You are wrong." Rumors of seduction soon spread. Some prominent women of the city began to say, "The captain's wife was in love with her servant. She has fallen in love. We believe she is completely wrong." After hearing their gossip, she sent for them and prepared sofas for them at a banquet, giving each of them a knife before telling Yusuf, "Go out to present yourself before them." When they saw him, they were cap- captivated by his beauty and cut their hands and said, Allah forbid, this is no mortal. This can only be a splendid angel. Then she said, that's the one you blame me for. I tried to seduce him, but he held back. However, if he does not do as I tell him now, he will go to prison and be disgraced. Yusuf prays to Allah for help. My Lord, said Yusuf, I prefer prison to what they tell me to do. If you had not deflected their cunning scheme from me, I would have yielded to them and acted unwisely. His Lord accepted his prayer and deflected their scheme away from him. He is the listener, the knower. And so, even after seeing the evidence of his innocence, they thought it is right to imprison him for a short term. Yusuf preaches Tawheed in the prison. Two young men enter the prison with him. One asked him, I had a dream. I was pressing grapes. The other said, I had a dream. I was carrying a basket of bread on my head and birds were eating from it. Tell us their meaning. We see you are a righteous person. He said, I will tell you their meaning before your next meal arrives. It's one of the things my Lord has taught me. I have kept away from the religion of people who don't believe in Allah and who deny the hereafter. I follow instead the religion of my forefathers Ibrahim, Ishaq, and Yaqub. The associating of anything with Allah is not for us. That is one of Allah's favor to us and to people generally, but most people are ungrateful. My fellow prisoner, tell me, are many gods better or the one? Allah the Supreme. Whatever you worship beside Him are only names coined by your forefathers. Allah has not revealed any authority for them. Ultimate authority belongs to Allah alone. He has commanded you to worship Him alone. That is the true religion. Unfortunately, most people are ignorant. Yusuf interprets the baker and the butler's dreams. My fellow inmates, one of you will serve wine to his master once more. Sadly, the other will be crucified, and the birds will peck his head. The matter on which you sought my opinion has already been decided. Then Yusuf asked the one who he knew would be spared, mention me to your master. However, Shaitan made him forget to mention him to his master. And so Yusuf stayed in the prison for several years. Yusuf explained the king's baffling dream. The king said, I had a dream of 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean ones, and of 7 green ears of grain and 7 other all dried up. Counselor, advise me concerning my dream. If you can explain dreams, they replied, what baffling dream. We have no expertise in interpreting dreams. Then the one who had been spared of the two in prison finally remembered Yusuf after a long time and said, I can tell you how to interpret it, so send me. Returning to the prison, he said, Yusuf, you who tells the truth, advise us concerning 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean, and 7 green years of rain, and 7 others all dried up, so that I may go back to the people to say they may know. Yusuf said, for 7 years you will plant crops as normal, but you will leave what you harvest in the years, except for a small amount that you will eat. This will be followed by 7 years of hardship, during which you will consume all but a little of what you have stored. After that will come a year of rain, a plenty, in which people will press grapes for wine. Yusuf demanded his name be cleared. Bring him to me, said the king. When the king's envoy came to him, Yusuf told him, go back to your master and let him inquire about the women who cut their hands. My lord knows all about their cunning scheme. So the king asked the women, what happened when you tried to seduce Yusuf? They said, Allah forbid, we know nothing bad about him. Then the captain's wife said, now the truth is out. It was me who tried to seduce him, and he told the truth. Yusuf said, all this was so that my master would know I did not betray him in his absence. And Allah does not guide the schemer of cunning plots. I don't claim to be blameless, since human ego continually incite one to do evil, except when my Lord is kind to me. My Lord is forgiving kind. Yusuf is appointed the treasurer of Egypt. Bring him to me. The king said, I will select him for my personal service. Once he had interviewed him, he said, from this day on you will hold a position of trust with us. Put me in charge of the country's stores, Yusuf said, for I am prudent and knowledgeable. And that is how we gave Yusuf power to exercise in the land of Egypt and to live wherever he wished. We treat anyone kindly and never allow the reward of the righteous to be lost. And the reward of the hereafter is even better for those who believe and are mindful of Allah. Yusuf's brothers visit Egypt. Year later, Yusuf's brother came and entered his office, and he recognized them at once, but they did not recognize him. After he had supplied them with their provisions, he said, bring me a half-brother of yours from your father's side. Do you not see that I am honest in my measures and that I am the best host? If you fail to bring him to me, then you won't get a single measure from me, nor should you approach me ever again. We will try to pursue his father, they said. We will certainly do that. And so Yusuf told his servants, put the goods they exchanged with us back in their saddlebags, so they recognize them when they return to their family, and hopefully they will come back. Yusuf's brothers are overjoyed. When they returned to their father, they said, "Father, we will be stopped from taking a single measure next time, so send our brother along with us so that we may get more. We will take care of him." He said, "If I entrust you with him, will it not be just the same as before when I entrusted you with his brother? Allah is the best guardian, and He is the most kind." When they opened their saddlebags, they found their goods were returned to them. So they said, "Our father, what more do you want? These goods of ours have been returned to us. We can provide for our family, take care of our brother, and we will get an extra camel load." What an easy load that would be. Jacob reluctantly sends Benjamin. "I will not send him with you," said Jacob, "until you give me a solemn pledge by Allah to bring him back safely to me, unless it happens that if you are ambushed." When they had been their pledge to him, he said, "Allah is the guardian over what we have pledged here." Advice: how to avoid the evil eye. He said, "My sons, don't enter together through one gate, but enter from different gates. I can't shield you against anything from Allah, as ultimate authority belongs to Him alone. I have put my trust in Him, so let everyone put his trust in Him." When they entered the way their father had told them, it did not shield them against anything from Allah. However, it satisfied a need within Jacob. He possessed some knowledge that we had taught him. Unfortunately, most people are ignorant. How Yusuf gets to keep his brother. When they entered Yusuf's office again, he took his brother aside, saying, "I am your brother. Don't be saddened by what they did." After giving their provisions, he placed a drinking cup in his brother's saddlebag. Then a herald called out, "People of the caravan, you are thieves. What have you lost?" The brothers said as they turned to face them, "We have lost the king's measuring bowls. We have lost the king's measuring bowl." They said, "And whoever brings it back will get an extra camel load." "I guarantee it by Allah," they said, "you know that we did not come to make trouble in the land, nor are we thieves." They said, "What is the penalty if you are lying?" In whoever's saddlebag the measuring bowl is found will have to give himself up and become a slave. The brother said, "That is how we punish wrongdoers." So Yusuf began by searching their bags before his brother's bag. Then he produced the goblet from his brothers. That is how we devise a plan for Yusuf to succeed. It would not have been proper for him to arrest his brother under the king's law unless Allah had so willed. We elevate the rank anyone we please, and above every knowledgeable person is the one who knows all. The brother pleaded in vain for Benjamin's freedom. If he has stolen, the brothers said, then his full brother before him also stole. Yusuf kept his feeling to himself and did not reveal anything to them. Instead, he said, you are all in far worse position. Allah is well aware of what you describe. Your lordship, they said, his father is an old man, so arrest one of us instead. We consider you to be a gracious person. Allah forbid we should arrest anyone other than him, in whose possession we found our belongings. He said, then we would be blatant wrongdoers. When they were hopeless about him changing his mind, they went off into the huddle to talk privately, and the eldest of them said, don't you know that your father took your Solomon pledge by Allah because you had previously been negligent with Yusuf? I won't leave this land until either my father gives me permission or else Allah decide for me. He is the best judge. The brothers returned home bearing sad news. Go back to your father and say, our father, your son has stolen. They told him, we are only testifying to what we know, and we could not be expected to protect against the unforeseen. Ask the town folks where we have been and the caravan with whom we traveled. We are telling the truth. On the contrary, Yaqub said, you have made all this up. It's better to be patient. It may be that Allah brings them all back to me, for it is He who is knowing and wise. Yaqub cries for the loss of his sons. Yaqub turned away from them, saying, such grief over Yusuf, his eyes clouded over, turning white. Such was his sadness. Yet he could control his emotion. By Allah, they said, will you never stop mentioning Yusuf until you become ill or die? I am merely complaining to Allah of my deep sorrow and sadness. Yaqub said, I have knowledge from Allah that you do not have. My sons, go and search for Yusuf and his brother. Don't despair of Allah. Don't despair of Allah's kindness. It is only the disbelievers who despair of Allah's kindness. The great forgiveness. When they entered again into Yusuf's office, they said, your lordship, severe hardship has struck us and our family. We have brought but a few goods to give in full measure and be charitable to us. The reward of the charitable rests with Allah. He said, do you know what you did to Yusuf and his brothers when you were ignorant? They said, Yusuf, is that really you? I am Yusuf, he said, and this is my brother. Allah has favored us. Whoever is mindful of Allah and is patient, Allah will not waste the reward of the righteous. By Allah, they said, Allah has prep, pre, Allah has preferred you over us, and we are the sinners. Yusuf said, there is no blame on you today. Allah will forgive you, for He is the most kind. The miracle of Yusuf's shirt. Then Yusuf said, take this shirt of mine and place it over my father's face, and his sight will return. Then bring your whole family here to me. Once the caravan had set off from Egypt, their father said, I smell Yusuf's breath in the air. Even though you may think me an old fool. Those around him said, by Allah, you are back to your old love again. But when the bearer of good news came and placed his shirt over his face, his eyesight returned. He said, did I not tell you that I have knowledge from Allah that you don't have? Our father, the brother said, seek forgiveness for our sins. We have been sinners. He said, I will seek my Lord's forgiveness for you. Yaqub said, He is the forgiver, the kind. Yusuf thanks Allah for the fulfillment of his dream. When they entered Yusuf's office, he received his parents as honored guests, saying, enter Egypt, Allah willing, in safety, as he invited his parents to sit on the throne. They fell before him in prostration. Yusuf said, my dear father, this is the meaning of my long ago dream, which my Lord has made come true. Allah has been gracious to me in getting me out of the prison and bringing you from the desert after Shaitan had sown enmity between me and my brothers. My Lord has made it come true as He pleased. He is the knower, the wise. Yusuf's prayer. My Lord, you have given me power and authority and taught me how to interpret dream. Creator of the heavens and earth, you are my protector in this world and the hereafter. Let me die submitting to you. Let me die submitting to your will and include me among the righteous. The Prophet is reminded. This is one of the accounts of the unseen that we have revealed to you, and you were not there with them. Messenger, when they conspired to hatch a plot against Yusuf, most people will never believe no matter how keen you are to guide them. You don't seek reward for it from them. This Quran is a reminder for humanity. Signs of Allah's creative power. How many signs in the heavens and earth do they pass by, and which they turn their backs? Most of them will believe in Allah whilst also associating partners with Him. Are they insured against being overwhelmed by Allah's punishment or being taken all of a sudden and unaware by the final hour? Say, this is the path that I am on. I call others to Allah. I and those who follow me based our beliefs on clear evidence. Glory be to Allah. I am no associator of partners with Allah. Even before you, Messenger, the man who we sent and to who we reveal our signs, were ever ordinary town folks. Have the disbeliever not traveled about the land and seen how the end came to those who rejected Allah's sign before them? The home in the hereafter is much better for the mindful. Does not anyone of you understand? When the messenger lost hope in outward signs of success and believed they were rejected by their people, at the moment our help came to them. Whoever we wanted was saved, but nothing can turn away our punishment from the sinful people. In the story of Yusuf and his brothers, there is a lesson for those who understand. It is not a made up account, but confirmation of what happened in the past. It explains all that a guidance and benefit those who believe. So this is the end of the story for tonight, and I hope everyone will like and enjoy the story. So I will ask everyone to think about the story, and from the beginning to end there are so many stages that this Yusuf went through. So we need to understand, if whatever happened in our life up and down, we need to stay on focus, believe in Allah and trust Him and seek guidance from Him all the way to get help in good and bad situation. But at the end, He will guide you the right path and to get success in this world and after the death. May Allah give us ability to understand His message and follow it in our daily life to protect ourselves from all the evil things and misfortune and get successful in here and after the death. Jazakallah khairan. May Allah give you best reward to supporting and staying with me. If you are not subscribe, if you are new, please subscribe the channel to help me to spread the message of truth and justice. And have a nice good night, and I will leave it in here.